The muster drill is supposed to keep you safe. That's what cruise ships and I should say the government, that's what they put in place to keep you safe on these cruise ships. But you also have to keep yourself safe. And there are three vital things that I want to talk to you about the muster drill. Roll it. Welcome back to Vet Hat Travels and Eats. I am your host, Thomas, and wherever I'm at, I got my hat. That's my saying, and I'm sticking to it. So, bringing you greetings from the cloudy and cold Las Vegas, Nevada today. It is very cold, unseasonably cold out there, and it's just crazy for the desert. But hey, we'll be fine. Like I said in the intro, but before I even get into the topic at hand, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel. And hey, if you like this video, hit that like button. And importantly, comment below and let me know what you thought about it. So thank you so much for tuning in, first of all. So thank you. I do want to talk to you about the muster drill on the cruise ship. Very important, very, very important. And I'm glad they have that in place. Every cruise ship, when you get on, you have to do a muster drill and find your muster station. And this is the reason why I want to talk to you about three vital things that you should take into account. Number one is communication, good communication. Let's talk about communication. If I'm traveling with a group, or even if it's just me and my wife, we're going to have good communication. What I mean by that is, well, we use our iPhones. You know, I'm not computer savvy like she is, but we can text each other. Wherever she is, she can find me or I can find her or whatever, you know. And it goes, on the ship. If you're on one point, like one side of the ship, I'm on the other side of the ship. We can communicate without having to go to the ship's phone. We know each other is. And communication can be very vital. And I'm going to get to that point in just a second. I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to ask you a question. What if? Okay, what if? Now, number two is familiarize yourself with the ship. Once you get on board, you know you got to go to your muster drill. Your muster station, actually, and they're going to demonstrate putting on the life vest, and they're going to tell you that you have to meet here in an event of an emergency and this and that. And you know how chaotic it is sometimes just getting to your muster station and oftentimes leaving it. I remember on Carnival, it was so crowded. People were running around. Same thing on a couple of others, Royal Caribbean. It was crowded, and people just going everywhere. They were upset. They didn't want to go to the muster station because they wanted to start drinking immediately and whatnot. It's a bunch of chaos sometimes, but it's good. You have to find where your muster station is and familiarize yourself with putting on that life jacket. It could be very, very life-saving. Trust me, I know about that. Next, number three, get a meeting point for you and your crew or who's ever traveling with you, your family, your significant other, whatever, in case you have to meet this person or your family or whoever. Let's say something was going down, and this doesn't have anything to do with the muster drill or the muster station. I'm just saying this is added to the muster station. In case something happens within your traveling group, you'll have a meeting point. Let me give you an example. When we travel, we always try to get a meeting point. Like, for instance, I'm just going to use, for example, outside of the sports bar. Let's say we have a meeting point where we meet there at 10 o'clock every day or before breakfast every day. It's up to you. This is just to let everybody know that everybody and each other, they're all okay. Everybody's fine. You know, everybody showed up, and then you can all talk about the plan of the day. Now, this can be very beneficial because in case something does happen, you know, at least you can gather up your crew if you can't get to your muster station. Now, remember, I don't know if you saw the Poseidon Adventure. That's when that rogue wave hit the ship, turned it over in the water, and people were scrambling, trying to stay alive, basically. What if your muster station isn't there anymore? And this is the reason why I brought up these three things. If your muster station is destroyed, okay, God forbid, but it's a possibility. That's why you have the muster drill. If that should happen, number one, if you have good communication, at least you can possibly find your family or who's ever in your group cruising with you. You can possibly keep in touch because the ship's phones may be out. I'm just saying, you probably cannot get back to your stateroom. It could happen. So to add to some type of safety measure, hey, that's why I said find you a landmark on that ship somewhere to where your group or your family or whoever's traveling with you can meet up, and you can find out, you know, how everybody's doing, if everybody's okay. Now, if you can't get back to that muster station, the captain or whoever, if the PA system is working, they may come over the PA system and say, you have to get to this certain point or this certain area or such and such, you know, depending on what goes on. And I'm saying, God forbid, but it could happen. Well, you have to familiarize yourself with the ship, because if they tell you to go to deck 8, starboard side, such and such room, you got to be able to find it in a chaotic moment. Trust me, because if it's chaos going on at the muster drill, what do you think is going to happen in case of an emergency and it's the real thing? People are going to be running around, panic. Panic is going to take over. It's just fact. That's just going to happen. You have to familiarize yourself with the ship to make sure that at least if they tell you to get to point A, from point B, you'll know where to go. You have to familiarize yourself where aft is, where the bow or the front of the ship is, starboard side, which is the right side. You have to know port, or you should know what port is. That's the left side. And you just have to familiarize yourself with the ship. So get you some landmarks, you know, and you'll know where they are. Like I said, in case of an emergency, you'll know where to go. So I'm just saying, you know, these things could help you survive in case of an emergency. And like I said, when I was in the Navy, we had to muster several times a day, and especially during Desert Storm, we mustered all the time. There were emergencies, there were drills, there were things that were going on that we had to meet up, and just to make sure that everybody was fine. And see, I was in a deadly accident where we had to muster whoever was left on the ship because we lost a lot of people. So to find out who was missing, we had to muster to see who wasn't there. And the same goes for on a cruise ship, because you need to know if you're traveling with a party or in your group or your family, like me and my wife, I always want to keep her safe, and I know she wants to keep me safe. Oh, no, I'm just kidding, she does. But we look out for each other, and the communication is very, very important. That communication line, let me say that. So get you a meeting point on that boat, get you some landmarks. Make sure that you and your crew has good communication, and familiarize yourself with that ship. Make sure you know where to go. Make sure that your family or your friends or who's ever in your group knows that ship. So in case something happens, you'll be a little safer. So thank you all for watching. Hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. And I just want to make sure that everybody's safe. So Everybody have a blessed day. And you know how I always say, make somebody smile. Thank you for watching. Peace.